Hey guys, welcome to the Big Talk with Us. I'm so excited for this episode. Thanks to Carson for joining me this episode. It was a whole lot of fun. Hopefully that you can return. It was a really hard time to plan this one out. Recently I've been having troubles getting just doing these podcasts with just bringing on new guests. So you're gonna see a lot more returning guests sometime in the future. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to keep it fresh every episode and bring someone new on. So I'm mostly now kind of going to start asking just random people that, enjoy talking about pop culture, movies, anything, video games, just any topic that happens over the week. So expect more episodes coming. If I miss a week, I'm sorry, but it is really hard to bring on new people every week. But I'm really trying hard, but hopefully you guys enjoy the episode. First thing that we can talk about is Child's Play is getting getting a TV show, and they released their first teaser um, on July 18th, which is actually
Okay.
it's kind of actually interesting. I mean, well, so it's I don't really there's not really a whole lot about it. It's just telling about the origins of the demon that's in the doll, and it's supposed to be the original actor that played the voice of Chucky, which is actually
Okay.
pretty cool. Where's the actor's name? I saw it in here. Um,
Brad
Br-
Dourif.
Brad Dourif, that's right.
Okay.
Um, which he does a good job. I wish they even mentioned Mark Hamill's Chucky, which I kind of wanted to see more because he didn't get a lot of material in his reboot. So I think from the from that movie he's the best part of it. But even though he couldn't hold the film up, but I would like to see his version. But I mean this is cool. I mean I don't think anyone asked for it, but
Uh, yeah, they find ways to take old classic films and then reboot them, and usually they're horrible. They're horrible remakes.
there's
I
only a
mean,
few that are good.
uh,
It's
I mean, Pet Cemetery was a decent one. I
that
thought
was
that
good.
that was really
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So, although I wouldn't say like I wouldn't go as far to say it was the best one that I've seen,
Hmm.
but I thought that they did a really good job.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm kind of curious if this is going to be set in the same universe, because even though the Chucky films I only seen like snippets of the Chucky films. I seen like I think even a couple of them are on Netflix. I think one of the remakes is on Netflix. From my knowledge, I need to actually look, but
Yeah, let's here. I can tell you right now. I can go open Netflix.
yeah, one of them actually a whole bunch of them. There's the Cult of Chucky, which I heard that's bad. Child's
Oh,
Play, the
it's
original is on
terrible.
there.
This priest
Oh,
molested kids at
sorry.
16.
Speaking of Netflix, uh,
uh, yeah, isn't the original one 1988?
yeah, I believe it's the second one there. It's the one that's an hour and 27 minutes. It's really
Hmm.
good. I thought they did a good job for and that's the hard thing too, is they do that a lot with these. They go through and they'll remaster or remake. Sometimes I think that part of the great thing about films is actually, it's the look of it, the old look of it, or the whatever it may be. So, um, yeah, I oh see there. I'm already finding shows that I think I'll want to watch. So
Uh,
perfect.
yeah, like I mean, like we don't really know anything else besides the returning actor. Um, I mean, from that point of knowledge, that it should be set in the same universe, and maybe it can correct some of the like bad movies. I don't know when the Chucky films got worse. I think after Child's Play 2, it got bad. I only seen snippets of them, and I tried to watch the Cult of Chucky, and I was like, probably shouldn't watch this because even though I haven't seen the first one, this seems pretty bad. Um, but but all the original actor played every voice of Chucky in the movies besides the one from last year, 2019's Chucky, Child's Play. The next thing that we can talk about is Godzilla versus Kong. So their toy packs being off their sneak peeks have been delayed, of course, but people are excited for the MonsterVerse movie, which, I mean, I'm excited for it. I I've seen Kong, like the Skull Island version, a little bit. I watched parts of the beginning and parts of the end.
It's
Uh,
okay.
yeah, but I heard it's so good. I'm like, I don't know. But even the Godzilla movies aren't that good either. And so, but I mean, I would I would like just to see some dumb fun action. But what I'm afraid of is just we're not going to see any of it because the most monster like in this MonsterVerse universe is the most monster action that we ever seen was in Kong, and and in the Godzilla movies, it's less than that, and so even combined with the two two combined together, so but I don't know. What are your thoughts if you're excited for this or not?
Yeah, no. So I think, like I said, one of the things that I think is really difficult is instead of focusing on a new idea or something that's new, is what we like to do is we like to remake old,
Yeah,
which is totally fine. But if it's the same storyline, um, you're potentially ruining nostalgia of people that have watched this movie a long time ago.
hmm
So people have these high expectations that this film is going to be great or as good as the first one, and then it just turns out to not be that good. So one of the things, and I've mentioned this before, I don't know if to you, but for video games, is instead of trying to come out with like a new game every year or every 2 years, I actually don't mind if they take a few years to create a movie, as long as it's a good one.
yeah,
One of the things, perfect example is I really don't like Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. I
yeah,
think it was very poor execution. That's not a movie that you just say, "Hey, we want to make this movie," and then I think the production was only 2 or 3 years. That's a movie that I think you could definitely maximize. Like each book is its own movie, and I know I went kind of off topic, but I'm just saying that it's better to take a longer time than to create crap. And
yes, yeah,
unfortunately, we see a bunch of crap. We see these movies where it's like, oh, it has Will Smith in it, or oh, it has Robert Downey Jr. And then it's like,
yeah,
this movie's terrible. They
yeah,
just put some actor in it, paid them millions of dollars. People will go see it because of the name.
yeah.
So it's just kind of very unfortunate. So
I mean, it's the same like you said with the video games. Recently, The Last of Us Part Two was dropped. That the first one was released 7 years ago, and people were hating the second one because of the different directions. Because people wanted this basically the connections with the two characters that we had from the first game. But I don't hate the game. I'm fine with the directions that they took because it's
for
something
sure,
new and different.
for
And
sure. And
but
that's okay.
even though we've seen the story kind of the same, but they put it on a different perspective. They kind of put it where you have two different point of views, and
Absolutely.
it's not like exactly copy and paste. And so that's why I'm not too upset with it, even though they kind of treated some of our characters in a crappy way. But in a world with an apocalypse, stuff's just going to happen. You can't do anything about it. So, but kind of going off topic, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. Even if they just keep the humans out of this movie, then it should be fine. Because all I want to see is Godzilla and King Kong go at it, and so and it's fine if the humans get involved some way and somehow. But the problem with the last previous movies is that the humans had more screen time than the
Then the
monster.
monster did. Yeah, it seemed like
So
a drama film with people fighting in the background.
yeah,
Yeah, no, absolutely. I 100% agree. So, and you sit here and you go, all I wanted was one decent film. You know what I mean? So, um, who knows? We'll see how that happens. So, it'll go from there.
uh, okay. The Justice League Snyder Cut is separated from the DCEU, which I'm not surprised. I mean, recently they dropped a teaser with Superman in his black suit, which kind of looks cool, but it's literally a copy and paste scene from the one that came out when did the theatrical cut?
Was it 2017?
I think it was.
Justice League 2017.
Okay, yeah, and so it was so if you watch that movie and you go to the scene where the butler and people are gonna be mad that I call him a butler, but you know what? But if you go to that scene with him and Superman when he comes and arrives, like, oh, we're expecting you. It's
For
literally
sure.
a copy paste scene with CGI. Like he color coded it to make it look um the black suit.
And
So
you're talking about Alfred, right?
Alfred, yes. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
I was like,
I was like, his name was on the tip of my tongue. I was like, it's been years since I watched some DCU movies, so
well, that's
well,
because
not
it's been
years.
years since they've had a good DC movie.
Yes, yeah, and so,
Uh,
but I mean, yeah, I'm excited for this Justice League Super Cut, Snyder Cut, but knowing that if it's just knowing where it's gonna go, it's like, what's the point? I mean, even though this is kind of what we want, but it's not going to mean anything. It's like the Joker movie. This is whatever movies are coming out in this following years before the Batman is not going to be part of anything. Like the Flash movie, the cyborg movie that's we're supposed to be getting, and the Wonder Woman was it. I don't Wonder
I
Woman
think it's
2,
1985, right?
1980 something.
Here,
That's
I got the development, the ones upcoming.
yeah,
So
those are not going to be like
1984. I always want to say
1984. Yeah.
1985 every time. So
Okay.
it says August 14th of 2020, so it's supposed to Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, Suicide Squad 2. Like all these
Yeah.
movies are not going to be like part of the
Mm-hmm.
upcoming DCU movies. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what's the point of making these? Save your money, make it work. Put your money into the Batman movies, and well, the Batman movie to make that good. Then try to set up a universe instead of trying to set up a universe that died and that's meaningless, and instead
So
of making more money.
if you
Which
want, I mean, in May of 2022, they're coming out with DC Super Pets. It is an animated movie from the writer of the Lego Batman.
is it so? Superman's dog, or is it going to be like? I mean, I
Yeah,
know
it's
Superman has a dog or something like that.
it looks like a child. It
Yeah.
looks pretty bad. So maybe it'll be good for like children. Yeah, and then The Flash in 2022, Shazam 2, 2022, Aquaman 2, 2022, Batgirl, Green Lantern
Oh,
Corps.
oh God,
Uh,
Batgirl, Jesus.
it says Justice League Dark. Huh, interesting. So they definitely have some really good potential. They have
Wait,
potential.
they
I,
they have
I,
potential, but they don't use it. They
well,
don't do anything.
I mean, you can't. I don't think they try and run DC movies like Marvel does, but
Yes,
Marvel has that success because that's Marvel's very a
it's
much lighter,
yes, it's supposed
usually
to be more
more.
friendly. It's supposed to be more
Yeah.
fun. And DC is supposed to be more like dark and gritty. And that's what the problem is. They're trying to be both. They're trying to please like these Disney fans that like somewhat like DC movies, so but they don't like it too dark, and that's what a lot of problems with the old movies. People were complaining about how dark it was, so they're trying to please those audience. They're trying to please new audience, and that want to be more ground and dark and serious, and so they're like trying to mesh these together that don't really work. So
No, and that's the hard part too. Is I actually am a big fan of Wonder Woman. I thought they did a really good job, at least on the first one. So we'll see how the second one goes. But
mhm,
I'm not going to hold my breath because I feel like every time I go in expecting a really awesome DC movie, I get
yeah, I mean the only
so so.
The only ones that the new ones that came out recently, I actually really like is Shazam and Aquaman, which
Oh, I
is
like Shazam.
which even though they are really funny, it's because they Shazam is no one really knows who Sam is, so they're not going to really try to do anything with him.
For
Aquaman,
sure.
everyone thought, because not Aquaman's favorites, everyone's favorites like superhero. He's like actually the least favorite ones from my knowledge. So it's like so they thought it's going to be very cartoony, and it was, but they did it in a good way. But
I wouldn't say he's the least favorite
well,
superhero.
he's down there, but not like the highest ones.
I mean, if we think about, Justice League, okay? So like the characters that would be considered in the Justice League. I mean, everybody obviously knows Superman,
Hmm.
Batman,
Green Lantern.
Wonder Woman. So it's just interesting because of the ones that we saw in the last movie, I think from a perspective of like what were people most excited to see, I don't know if Aquaman was on that list.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
that's
or
what.
it's not that they weren't excited to see him. It's just they
Hmm.
weren't as excited to as they would potentially to see another one. So,
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember the name. Well, know the name of the actor, but I keep saying it wrong. But he does a great job of Aquaman.
Jason
Jason
Momoa,
Jason Momoa.
Momoa.
Momoa. Um, yeah, he does a great job as Aquaman. I actually can see him as him. But I mean, Aquaman's not the ones I really care about to see. I kind of want to. I mean, overall, the casting of Justice League is a pretty good casting. I mean, it's actually outstanding casting. Yeah, the Flash is he's okay. I don't mind him. I wish they kind of went with someone else because he feels more stale than quirky. Yeah,
They went with the safe pick,
yeah.
so which is fine. I mean, there's
I
nothing
prefer
wrong with.
CW Flash. That's like how like that's the thing with these movies like with the Flash. It's like how do I like a TV show Flash more than the movie Flash? And even and that I'm not trying to besides because I'm not trying to say like oh well it's because he's more characterized and more fleshed out, but he looks more like Barry Allen than like great God
Ezra Miller.
than Ezra Miller and got can't remember CW's Flash name. Uh,
Isn't it
Grant
Grant Gustin?
Grant Gustin. Yeah, that's right. Grant. But yeah, I prefer him as Flash. So I'm kind of hoping if they're gonna do something like this, because he's actually kind of getting sick of his character on CW, which I don't blame him. They they've been doing the same season over after season two, but so I'm kind of hoping somehow his universe switches into the movies and he plays as a movie Flash, but I don't know if he's ready for
I wouldn't
movies or
I wouldn't hold your breath on that. I think that he's great playing the character that he does now. There are some people that I think that are really good for TV, and
yeah.
I think there are other people that are really good for movies. So I think that there's different. I mean, I'm not saying that they couldn't do it, but I'm just saying that they could definitely have different people do different things. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, what character so who's on the actually Justice League? It's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash. Isn't
I
Green
think it
Arrow? Not Green Arrow. Which I mean, I wouldn't mind a Green Arrow movie, but
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. That's who I meant. Like those are the original, I think.
I think it depends too, because I think that they have different. I think that they have different ones with different people on it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I know that it's dependent on I think which the origins or the various ones. So like it originally consisted of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, and Martian Manhunter. They appeared together in March of 1960.
Yeah.
So, but it
He was
says
a
the Justice League's roster has rotated throughout the years, consisting of, the Atom, Big Barda, Black Canary, Black Lightning, Captain Marvel slash Shazam, Cyborg, Elongated Man, The Flash, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, Hawkman, Metamorpho, or Orion, Plastic Man, Power Girl, Red Tornado,
Classic,
Stargirl.
man.
Yeah, and I think it's Zatanna. I don't know how to say, but it, they've definitely gone through quite a few. It just depends on who's in what.
Yeah.
So
Well, with who would you like to see on the big screen? Because we've been seeing the same characters over and over. We basically seen Batman multiple
I
times,
mean,
Superman, and but
when you say Batman multiple times, are you saying the Batmans that are in the Batman movies and how
yeah,
many Batmans we've
like
seen?
yeah, like this. We've seen multiple Batman movies. We've seen multiple Superman movies. We're only starting to now to flesh out more characters like Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam, and the Flash and Cyborg. So, which character would you like to see if they ever decide?
Honestly, I think they need to do a better job of explaining and going through the characters that they already have
Yeah.
now.
Oh yeah.
So they should keep with the same ones they've been doing because I feel like we haven't gotten a complete movie. So,
Yeah.
or if it is, it's like it's very contrived or um, very easy. One of the movies that I didn't like was Birds of Prey. That came out obviously from DC. Horrible movie. It was so dumb.
Yeah.
So
We talked about that. So if you guys want to go
yeah,
check that out, I'll put a link down below. But yeah, like I mean, at least well, the good part about that movie is that it they can show like they can build like they have the talent because everyone does a great job in each movie. Like casting is great. They have an idea, but they just don't know how to pull it off. And so, and like, I mean, Birds of Prey. They say it's about like Harley Quinn, but it's really not. And so that's why people are really upset about that movie as well. But
well, yeah. It's very unfortunate because
it's
like I
just the
said, they have
marketing.
potential and then they just go and they tank and it's like what happened and it's like oh
Marketing, that's the problem. Their marketing sucks. Like, I mean, if you like with the DCU that is now, the marketing completely sucks. How they market movies. So
I don't think it's terrible. I just think that they don't maximize their opportunity to describe what's exactly going to happen with those characters. So
yeah,
I think that they instead of making it more enjoyable for fans, I feel like a lot of the time they leave where it's like
cliffhangers, sequels.
yeah, not even cliffhangers. They just don't do a good job of trying to
That
explain.
like they just need to have a beginning and an end. Like they need to show an arc for this character instead of trying to finish it in the next movie or finish it in a book. And that's like the thing with Star Wars. They try to set up the next movie instead of worry about the movie that they have right now. And it's like whatever mess is in that movie, it's like, oh, it's fine. We'll fix it in a book. And
Yeah. Or oh, we'll expand on that in the next movie. Well,
yeah,
sometimes you don't want to expand on it into the next movie because people didn't buy into the first movie. So it would be like presenting a product that had like nothing good to it.
hmm
Oh, we come back for the next one. Well, if you haven't pleased me, the first time with the product that I'm going to buy or something, why would I come back and come to see another movie? That's dumb. So,
yeah.
uh, but, yeah.
Let's see. All right. Tenet is delayed until August 12th, which is actually around the corner in 3 weeks. Three,
Just about. Um,
yeah, 3 weeks.
so Tenet releases internationally in August. In the US, it
Yes.
won't come out until September.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. Um, so
Yeah,
yeah,
it says opening
yeah,
in
right
select
here.
cities over Labor Day weekend on September 3rd.
I mean, they say that on August 12th it's going to be released on VOD, and so as well, I believe. But all I can't remember the name of the director's of this movie, but he said Christopher Nolan. That's right. He
Yeah.
says that you must see this in theaters. So the problem with this that we need theaters to open up, and but I mean, I kind of want the theaters to open up. I'm going insane without my movies. Um,
No, I get it. I think they'll open up obviously at the earliest convenience where it's safe for people, which
yeah.
is obviously good. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. I would prefer that movies, come back as soon as possible. But I also understand that, we sit in that weird thing of where, we don't want people, I guess, getting sick at the movie theater. So
I mean, yeah, but I mean, people already got sick at movie theaters. I mean, it's that before even COVID started. Um, but I mean, yeah, there with all these big movies that are coming out, they will have to open up, or they will keep getting pushed back, or will never happen. But I mean, half these movies have to get released because of all the money that's been put into it, like Tenet and Black Widow.
oh, of course. They
So
have to get their money back somehow. So
yeah, they're not going to do well on streaming. Well, I wouldn't say they won't do well. They just won't do as well in theaters. And so,
well, I mean, they come to the agreement to say, we want these movies in theaters. If they keep releasing them on on streaming or DVD or whatever, um, there would be no point in having movie theaters at all anymore. You might as well
yeah.
just release all of them. So I don't think that we're going to see people go back to movies anytime soon. I think that there's going to be a heavy lag in the industry, but could be wrong. Who knows?
Yeah.
So
Um, half of these movies I don't even want to see, like Avatar 2, Matrix 4. But
hey, you never know. I sit here and I'm like, who knows what'll happen. So I don't like the Avatar movies. I've told you that, and I know that you're like, what? How do you not like them? Just never been my thing. So
so the one thing I actually forgot about to talk about is the PlayStation 5, which everyone's excited for, but they extended production on it, which is actually really cool. They actually moved it to 10 million, not 10 million from my yes, 10 million.
I think it was at 5, and then they moved it to 10 or something along those
Yeah.
lines. So
So, I mean, and I also heard it's supposed to be around $400, which is actually kind of surprising for all
I
the.
think it's gonna I think it's gonna be more than that. So I really think so.
I mean, what's your thought? Actually, speaking of the PS5, what's your thoughts? Which one, like, what do you think of the PS5? What do you think of the games and like between like the Xbox Series X?
Yeah, I've always liked. I think it depends what you're looking for. I really like PS5. I've liked my PS4 for a long time. I have the Destiny special edition PS4, so it's actually white. So
Mhm.
I think that it looks very sleek. It looks pretty neat. I read that it's supposed to be relatively heavy, comparatively speaking, which is fine.
Yeah,
I don't like the all digital one. Not my favorite thing. I like owning discs,
yeah, yeah. I
but
mean,
who knows? I mean, I looked. Spider-Man Miles Morales looks pretty sick. Uh,
yes. What do you think of
so
the covers, like the white and having the blue case? Because a lot of people were complaining about that. I mean, I don't
it's
care. I don't care. I mean, it looks fine to me, but I really don't care. But
I mean, at the end of the day, you're talking about concept art of video game cases. Most people, to my knowledge, throw those away, don't they? I usually keep mine in a game case with like 30 games.
yeah,
It's just easier. So maybe people don't. I don't know, but it looks great. Now it definitely looks better than the. I watched the Halo gameplay.
oh,
That didn't.
dude, that looks that. If I mean, if Ryan, it like their like show ran much better on Twitch, but on YouTube, it was terrible to watch. I was like, I had a
Yeah,
headache to watch it, and so,
it's
but
not that it was bad. I just wasn't impressed. It
yeah,
wasn't. It wasn't awesome. I expected more. So
and the graphics for Halo look meh. They actually really look meh, and so, but the game they show after that, State of Decay 3, that thing looks much better than Halo. Why did they not start out with that for their production, like, well, their show.
Uh,
And
because Halo's nostalgic and people enjoy Halo.
I
So
guess, but
yeah,
that, and I have no intentions to get an Xbox. I'm thinking of doing a first impression anyway for the Xbox, like, but I'll buy the PS5 and I'll have one of my friends that are actually Xbox fans buy the Xbox and we'll do a first impression for it. And so, and if I like the Xbox, I'll get it. But I'm more towards to the PS5 because of the how it looks and the games that are coming out for it. And so,
I don't even have time to play the the things I already have. So
yeah.
I sit here and I'm like, everybody's like, oh, I'll buy this and this and that one and that charger and this and blah blah blah. It's like, oh, how do you keep track of all that stuff? Because I'm already behind on my Animal Crossing. So
Once again, thank you to Carson for joining me this episode. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully that you can return in another episode. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. Let me know if any topics that I missed and if you guys want to see me talk about. Let me know in the comment section below. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching or listening on my Spotify. And like always, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.